Have you ever wondered why your inbox is empty? You're not getting bookings, but your pictures are amazing. So I'm going to talk to you about the top 3 client booking mistakes I see happening. I've done them in the past, but I see them quite a lot with photographers, and it's often coming up in these Facebook groups, on the Reddit forums. And I'm just going to share them with you because I feel like people give them, but these are some of the top 3 ones I see because that means they're quite common. And yeah, so hi, I'm Khandie. I'm a photographer. I run a podcast. I got a YouTube channel, clearly, because you're watching it on this podcast is called The Loud Edge. You can see it everywhere. Hear it. That's a podcast. You hear podcasts, although weirdly you can make videos on podcasts. I've also got 2 top selling books. So let's just get into this because you've got time is precious. That whole philosophy. Yeah, cool. The top one I see is no clear offer. So if I go on your website, on your Instagram, I can't see what you do straight away. What I'm buying, that's a problem for me. I, as a client, don't want to be clicking loads of places to find it. If you have a link, that link goes to where it needs to go. Okay. So on mine, because I have loads of other things, I use that ability to, we could put more things like Linktree, flow pages, all of those, right? On my website, I have a clear thing, testimonials. I have a clear thing for pricing. You can just go in, it clicks, it shows you all that information. The jury is out. Personally, I'm saying put your pricing up, but people still say, oh, don't put your pricing up. You want them to contact you. For me, I don't want that admin time. I don't want to have to then go, oh, they wanted me that. I just said this. I just have it on my site. So if you go to my website, you see the pricing, I have it listed. Cuts down anyone who doesn't think I'm in their budget, cuts down me having to do any admin to send stuff back and forth. There are all the prices. Okay. There are a few where I say reach out to me, such as if it's a business and they want to do branding and commercial shots and mix them all together. That's a bit different. That would expect a bespoke quote. But my wedding packages are my wedding packages. But here's the thing, when it comes to packages, if there are too many for me to choose from, that's a problem. I'm of the realm there should be no more than 3, right? Some people only have 2, and one for the wedding photographer I saw only had 1, okay, with add-ons extra. If you are having in excess of 3 packages, it's a problem. I have 3 main packages, and then I have the standalone, which is just the hourly rate one. That's it. I once went on a photographer's website and they had 9 wedding packages. 9. What? Clients don't want to spend too long thinking about things, okay? If you give them that many choices, they're going to be like, okay? Inevitably, they're going to go for the cheapest one, right? When you do the 3, I don't know if you've heard this thing, it's a great thing for your marketing. The top package is the one that you chuck everything at, the kitchen sink, everything. You chuck all of it, all of the albums, all of the USB, all of the print, everything you can think of, chuck it at them, right? The longest coverage, everything. And you price it in a way that is super high, so you cover your costs and all that sort of stuff, but it's high. The bottom package is the bare minimum. There's nothing on it. There's nothing on it. You just show up. Like, it's the bare minimum, okay? And then the middle one is the one where you do the nicer rate. It's more than the bare minimum, but it's nowhere near as much as the top. Why? The top package, it tells them, oh, that's way too much. That's out of our budget. There's too much going on. We don't need all that. The bottom one, oh, there's nothing there. Oh, we'll go for the middle package. Yeah. You make the bottom package the one that nobody really wants. It's clever marketing. I mean, many people who teach sales will tell you about this. When I go on, I don't want to see loads of that. As a client, I wouldn't want to sit there and sift for all that. Tell me what I need to know in that. Now, there are people say, oh, I want them to email me so I can send them the brochure and send all the pretty pictures. I just don't want the admin on that. So me, no. That client also is then going to have to touch base again and again with you. I'm not sure how I feel about that, okay? For me, cut out the middle bit. And when it comes to pricing, I don't think there's anything wrong with saying prices start at, okay? But give them a starting place. Because imagine if somebody contacts you and their budget is £300 and your wedding packages start at £900. You're wasting admin. I mean, I could convert them. Are they really the client you're going to upsell an extra 300, whatever it is, £600? No, you're not. So, I'm not saying like they're terrible clients. They're just not the client for you. So why would you spend admin on it? Remember, any time you spend on admin is going to add to your cost. You want to make booking a shoot with you stupidly easy. Stupidly easy. Utilize online booking. I say it again. I use Studio Ninja to do all my online bookings. If I run a mini session, it's on there. And you know what? Everything's automated. I want it to be so stupidly easy. I am not marketing myself to other photographers with my shoots. So I need to think like a client and make sure it's easy for them to do. Photography jargon turns off clients, okay? Turns them off. They don't want to hear about it. They don't understand the settings. They don't care. They might have heard the word, but they're like, yeah, I know what bokeh is. Yeah, I ain't got a clue. How I ain't got a clue. They know what it looks like, but they don't know what the name of it is mostly. Clients book with emotion. Clients book with connection. So your words have to be that way. They're not going to book somebody who goes, so this is my settings. F5.6, blah, blah, blah. Book me for your portrait sessions. A client's going to be like, I don't know what they're talking about. they've got no connection to that. But I see it time and time again. One of the things I know I'm going to get hate for is when people say timeless. It's timeless. Is it? Is it truly timeless? Okay, if it's truly timeless, show me how that feels. Show me what that means. Like, if it's heirloom, like, which is a great word to use, by the way, show me. Like, show me what heirloom looks like, what it feels like. I need to have that feeling come through. Shoving a load of settings at me and telling me it's timeless isn't necessarily going to sell it to me, is it? Let's be honest. You know, use client-facing language. You know, like you're talking to the client. Talk like they talk. Words that would connect with them. When you use client-facing language, you're using words like the photo would be a photo of your best memory. Watching them grow up and able to look back and see this beautiful heirloom photo document of your children. Words that kind of feel like not. And then I put this out of Rembrandt lighting. No one cares. Your client don't care. Unless, of course, you're photographing other photographers or you're teaching photographers. But to be honest, start talking like a client. Also, think about addressing problems. So if they say, I hate being in front of the camera, and this is something I hear a lot from my clients, like, I don't like it. Go, that's cool. That's cool. Address that problem. You hate being in front of the camera? I got you. I got you. We'll get you comfortable. And I talk about making clients comfortable in other videos. I'll link them somewhere so you can get that rapport and get it down. And don't be afraid to share stories from behind. It doesn't always have to be like, oh, here's the photo. Share the story of the photo, the behind the scenes, whatever it is. Get testimonials so they can understand what you're like. So we spend too much time thinking we're marketing to our photographers instead of marketing to our client. Use the language that our client would use. To talk about the ways in which we would help solve a problem for our client, okay? But talk as we're talking to that one person. Mistake free. I've seen this so many times, but hiding yourself. I see photographers in groups constantly talking about their logo, whack their logo up, and then that's it. They don't think about how they present themselves online. Remember, photography is a very personal thing. If they can't connect you to this personal experience, it's going to be very sterile, and people aren't going to necessarily want to come to you for a photo shoot. Like, I wouldn't want to go to a boudoir session if I didn't know what the photographer looked like or how they worked. You know, I can see all the pretty pictures, but I want to know what it's like to be there. I'm going to be in my undercrackers potentially. I want to know what you're like, okay? It's really weird, isn't it? As a photographer, you'll say to people, hey, give me some money and I'll shoot you in an abandoned warehouse in your undercrackers. Everyone goes, okay, cool. I feel like being faceless or even not putting your voice out is dangerous to your business. I used to hide behind a logo. I've said this story many times. Hide behind my logo. And then one day I decided I was going to do a headshot session for myself. I put the behind the scenes up and then put the picture on my little profile picture, you know, like on your business page on was it Facebook? Yeah. And I got bookings. I literally saw a third of an increase in bookings when I changed from the logo. When I started showing up on live, Instagram live, and I get you might be uncomfortable, but you're asking people to get in front of your camera and you're not willing to do it yourself. How are you going to guide them to do it? How are you going to make them feel confident when you can't do it yourself? Okay? Stop hiding yourself. It's one of the biggest booking mistakes I see because they can't meet you. It's all well and good having a really cool about you page on your website. That's great. That's a great start. But you actually need to show a bit of personality, show who you are. And my bonus tip, and this is one, social media is not the only platform you will go on. If social media deleted all your accounts, is your website current? Is your portfolio current on your website? People will research you more than their GP when they're trying to book a photo shoot, okay? That's what you want. Are you current on your website? Have you got it? Can they find you elsewhere? You cannot just assume that your Instagram and your TikTok and all that are the only place you can advertise. You can't be the most active just on those. You need to update. I'm not saying every single day, but you need to update it with blogs, current messages, newsletters. There has to be a way you're connecting beyond that. I'm going to end this video quickly by asking for you to dig deep and think about what little mistake you made when you started your business and one that you might be finding yourself falling for all the time. I know what my mistake is. My mistake was taking too long to stand up for myself and present who I was and share exactly who I was. It took me years. I did the whole thing of hiding behind the wide brim hat, the leather jacket everyone was wearing in the skinny jeans. I stopped doing that. I was like, I'm done with that. I started dressing how I like, more colourful, although today's cool. By the way, this t-shirt is designed actually by this model. I'll put her links below. It's Amanda. She's amazing. She's an incredible photographer and creative. We did a podcast together. Go look at it. Anyway, I knew that I spent ages hiding. The moment I started presenting myself as the person that I was, I saw an increase in my confidence. I saw an increase in how I presented myself. I saw an increase in bookings. Money started coming in because I wasn't pretending to be somebody else. Now, these are just the three of the basic client mistakes. I can do a whole in-depth video. By the way, I urge you to like, subscribe, because I do a lot of these types of videos. I also have that podcast, but there's also 2 books on Amazon, which are linked in the description below that you can go check out. They might help you. I don't know if they will. They're very easy books. But as ever, don't forget to enjoy being a photographer. Remember, though, you don't always have to turn what you love into a business. You can still keep this as a hobby. It's perfectly acceptable. Just don't start taking money for it and not run it properly as a business. Okay? Take care. Just a side note, I'm only using this because I found that when I used the little Mikey thing, I kept playing with it. I'm definitely going to make this more branded. There is no way this staying. All those cool kids have it attached to something. Maybe I could attach it. So what can I attach it to? Let me find stuff I could attach it to. We have my British Institute of Professional Photographer pen, maybe. No, a random ornament. I know attach it to a flower's a really popular one, but this is all I've got. No. Maybe this works. Have I started to look like an influencer yet? Maybe I could just attach it to this. Or maybe this one. Anyway, bye.